Welcome back, everybody. This is Pure Luck Gaming. I am Red, and today we're going to be continuing with the Injustice 2 story. In the last episode, we got to fight as the Green Lantern and Aquaman. At the end, Bane showed up. Why is he here? I don't know, but let's get into it and find out.
Hal Jordan, you have returned.
Good to be back where I belong. Kind of like you in a prison cell.
Even as Yellow Lantern, you never showed me the proper respect. But I will show you how easily your will is broken.
Okay, and Bane is back, apparently getting beat by the Black Canary and Green Arrow. Wasn't enough, so he's going after the Green Lantern. And I'm assuming since he's here, he's going after Aquaman too. Downside for him, if I don't prevent him from beating my ass, is I've started remembering some of the moves for the Green Lantern. Bane gets round one. Hopefully I can even things up with the Equalizer, which is the special move. I call it the Equalizer from time to time because if you're down in a fight, a lot of times you can turn things around. He blocked mine. So, not looking good. This might be my first loss. And he lands his, so probably gonna have to refight him. Like I said, that's kind of one of the things that I did find slightly annoying with the game is whatever difficulty level you put it on, even if you put it on the hardest one, after you win so many matches, the difficulty still gets increased to the point that basically gets progressively harder until you lose, and then it goes back down to where you had it set at. So, which I thought was kind of weird with it. But luckily, I'm connecting my moves and I'm actually blocking Bane for once, so... Oh yes. Grab a Bud Light and suck one.
We're locking down the gates, but the fight's not over. Hal.
Sorry, I was somewhere else. Where's this leave us?
You put yourself at risk for Atlantis. Maybe you can be trusted.
So, you're in?
I can't. I belong here, defending my people.
Hal Jordan.
Red Lanterns?
Atrocitus and Dexstar. Agents of Vengeance. Powered by rage. Don't worry, I'll handle these two, ring to ring.
Good luck.
You've been messing with my head, haven't you, Atrocitus?
Sinestro's Yellow Lantern slaughtered millions, and their victims demand vengeance. You may have cast off their ring, but you are not absolved.
You're not the first person to tell me that.
Dexter would tear your heart out and lap your blood. But I sense you have a higher calling. A spark glowing within you. A spark of rage!
What are you doing? What is this? It's anger.
You may have overcome your fears, but you still betrayed the Green Lanterns, hurt your allies. How could you ever forgive yourself?
I can't.
Then burn!
In brightest day, in blackest night.
Become vengeance. Join the Red Lanterns.
No evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might Share my power! Green Lantern's light! You're right. I do hate myself for what I've done. But my will is stronger than my hate.
Okay, Atrocitus is a new character, and if you're like me, before this game, you probably had no ideas that there was such a thing as a Red Lantern Corps. If you didn't, you're not alone. I didn't know. Other people I know, like my cousin Aaron, he primarily, when it comes to the different groups for superheroes for Marvel and DC, he really only paid attention to DC characters, and he didn't even know that there was a Red Lantern Corps. So I'm not sure if this is something that got introduced with the New 52 stuff, or if it's something that was kind of in the comic book series in the past that they're bringing back. Not really sure. We'll give them props on having a cat. As everybody knows, cats are evil, so it actually makes sense that the evil Red Lantern Corps would use cats as either a sidekick or mascot. But clearly, as you can see, he's been the one messing with Green Lantern's head. Green Lantern really needs to learn to forgive himself. I mean, everybody makes mistakes. The important thing is you learn from that and you move on. So, Red Lantern down and on to the next one.
And when it is ashes, you will beg for vengeance.
The Guardians don't need to know about that one.
The beta phase is complete. Earth's defense is irreversibly compromised. Begin the countdown.
I circled the globe. Larger ships are being positioned over these major cities.
Even with Aquaman's Marines, we're still badly outnumbered. What's the plan? I mean, you have one, right?
We have to evacuate the occupied cities before taking on Brainiac. But we need firepower.
Any heavy hitters on the Luthor Wayne payroll?
Only Blue Beetle and Firestorm. But they're busy.
Too busy for this?
They're the last line of defense if Brainiac moves on Superman.
Well, if Brainiac doesn't try busting him out of prison, Black Adam and Wonder Woman will. The worse things get, the more people will think we should let him out to help. I'm just saying.
Hope the new kids can hold down the most wanted man in the galaxy.
Beetle and Firestorm are green. But together, they're the most powerful team we have.
For real, Jaime. Batman does not think we're important. Aliens are invading and we're on guard duty?
Guarding Superman and his cronies.
Who already have guards. We're guarding guards. We're redundant.
Jason, you need to step back. Take in the bigger picture.
I'd rather be in here than out there. This suit's an alien war machine. And your guys' Firestorm Matrix, we could take on Brainiac and boom, accidentally blow up the world.
Jaime's right. We haven't mastered these powers yet.
Oh, listen to yourselves, you two! We're badasses! And badasses belong on the front lines!
This is the front line. Brainiac running amok is a crisis. Brainiac and Superman both? That's an apocalypse.
So we're the only thing between a crisis and an apocalypse?
I can get behind that.
Brainiac?
Or the Superman fan club.
Either way, I suggest we fuse.
Game on.
Red Sun cell secure. Must be the power center.
The power center. If it goes down, those generators shut off.
And he flies right out of here.
Am I dreaming?
Here's the plan. One of us takes Adam. The other restarts the generators before Superman gets loose.
A feeble plan. It's more likely you will die here.
Fix that generator.
What magic is this?
Science. Basic impedance field.
Do not condescend, Chimera. You may have two minds, but I have the wisdom of a god.
Okay, we have two new characters, Firestorm and Blue Beetle. As you can tell, they are younger characters. One, obviously, when you look at the DC universe, they are newer characters, but in age, they're also younger. So, not sure how the basically football player, jock guy, and the professor do the fusion thing, but this is what you get. Luckily for me, Black Adam isn't putting up a huge fight, because for this series in the story, you fight multiple people kind of in a row, and I'm going to use Firestorm. Well, not going to, I am using Firestorm first, mostly because I prefer Blue Beetle's kind of move set list, and I know some of the characters that I'm going to have to fight after this are going to be more difficult. So, luckily, Black Adam's pretty much just being Captain Dumpling, and he's just taking everything. So, one down. Let's see who's next.
let's circle back. Lock down Superman's cell.
The old man's standards sure have dropped.
You noobs are so desperate to impress Batman. Why? He's weak.
If your papa's weak, what's that make you?
I take after my mother.
I'll teach this mocoso a lesson. Hope I never have a kid like you.
I was the perfect child. Batman just wasn't fit to be my father.
Okay, now we get to fight as a Blue Beetle, Robin slash Nightwing. Same person, really. You can call him whatever you want. He is out of his cage. He is up to no good again. Once they're with an iron fist, and for some reason, even though everybody beats him, he still thinks Batman is weak. Not sure why, but luckily we get to fight as Blue Beetle, and as you can see, we are laying the smackdown on him. He goes down fairly easy. And actually, that's one thing I will say about the Injustice 2 game is honestly I expected Robin slash Nightwing's character to be a little bit more difficult than he is. Also, if you played any of the Arkham series, if you're used to how Robin and Nightwing move when they fight, it is completely different, and his moves are a lot slower in this game, so he's a little less enjoyable to play with.
Your familia.
Wonder Woman's outside, keeping what's left of the guards busy.
If it wasn't her, who let you out?
I did.
Kara?
Another Kryptonian?
You recognize me, Cal?
My parents
Stored your image on my ship. You're my protector.
Sorry I'm a few decades late. You and I left Krypton at the same time, but the explosion threw my ship off course. Way off course.
You haven't aged a day.
Hypersleep. While you were growing up, I was on ice.
I never thought I'd see family again. Someone with my eyes, my own blood. You knew my parents.
They loved you so much, Cal. Diana needs a hand. Cyborg, how long?
Give me 5 more minutes, then it's lights out.
I don't want to leave you.
I'll be here.
Ella está sobre tu nivel.
She is not out of our league. What happened to your confidence?
Kryptonians happen.
Come on. Batman's counting on us.
Gotta hand it to Palmer. These people's cryptography is legit. Doesn't mean I won't break it.
Victor, behind you!
What's your melting point, Cyborg?
Red Sun generators.
We need to reactivate that console before Superman powers up.
Amateur hour's over, rookies.
I want Cyborg. I was a fan when you were QB for the 4 Titans. You had a cannon arm even then. Never thought I'd be your prison guard.
QB? That was a long time ago. and I'm not your prisoner anymore.
Okay, now we get to fight Cyborg. And actually, after this episode, there won't be too many more of the kind of fights in between the cutscenes. Mostly because I think at this point there's only 2, maybe 3 other characters that you can fight with, where up until now, for what you've seen for the fight scenes, you haven't really got to see all their moves or all their special abilities and stuff. So pretty much after this episode, if the fight isn't relevant for the story, I guess, or if it's not a character that is new that we haven't got to fight with, those are going to get basically cut out and phased out pretty much, to where it's going to go from kind of being a mix of everything to just being the cutscenes. And like I said, at the beginning of the series, the fight scenes being left in, at least for the first half of all this, is so you can get an idea of how the different characters fight and what their moves and stuff are. So at this point, we've basically gone through just about all of them. So after we finish the rest of them, there won't be really any point to having them in there.
Nobody's cheering for you now.
Brainiac's too much for Batman. I'm your only chance.
Here's the thing, Superman. Batman asked us for help. He didn't draft us, make us sign a loyalty oath, or threaten us with jail.
He won't go far enough. That's why he'll fail.
Stay away from him!
Kryptonian, huh? The professor knows how to deal with you.
Kryptonite! You're just as bad as Wonder Woman and Black Adam said.
Surrender and this stops.
Kryptonians don't surrender! We're freeing Kal-El, like it or not.
Let's switch partners.
We need Cal's help, kid. You have no idea what Brainiac can do.
No, but I know what Superman can do.
Okay, now we get to fight Supergirl. If you don't know about Supergirl, you basically have 2 versions in the game. You have Supergirl and you have Power Girl. Supergirl, as you can tell from the cutscene, she's Superman's cousin. Power Girl is basically the same person. The way that works out is Power Girl is from an alternate universe, and in trying to escape, she comes to the same universe that Supergirl is in. Power Girl is trying to escape her universe basically because I forget who the bad guy is, but they pretty much destroy her universe for as far as planet Earth in that universe. So as all that gets destroyed, she gets stuck in the same universe as Supergirl, and obviously you can't have 2 Supergirls. So she basically has more of a Bob style haircut, and she has a different outfit and goes by the name Power Girl. So a couple minor differences aesthetics wise for comic book, so you can kind of tell the difference between them, but they're basically the same person.
What did I tell you? We got game. Professor and I trapped Wonder Woman under 10 feet of steel.
You fought valiantly. But this battle's over.
You want me to do what? Professor, that's crazy. maybe we can control it. But you're right. No other option. Get out of here, Jaime.
Jesucristo, Jason! You're gonna nuke us?
It's the only way. Now go! Leave, all of you, or you'll get a hell of a lot worse than a sunburn.
You'd blow up Metropolis rather than let Superman go?
I'd save the Earth.
Firestorm, stand down!
Who are you?
Superman's overprotective cousin.
You keep so many secrets, but you can't stand it when one's kept from you, can you?
You can't beat Brainiac, Bruce.
You're right, Diana. I can't.
What the?
You're ready to stop Brainiac by any means necessary.
By the means at hand.
What's your game? You're always 3 moves ahead.
Saving the world is enough for now.
I'm never going back in that cell.
We'll cross that bridge later. Right now, the world needs us.
Okay, and that's going to be it for this episode. Hit that like button, subscribe, and come back next week as we see where this story takes us.